AC, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Good to see you. I know from covering you for a long time that your training is very important to you and foremost. How was it impacted this off season, and did you get done what you hoped to do? And in addition to that, what have you learned about just the conditioning of your teammates? I mean, you guys feel like you're in good shape generally?
Yeah, I mean, it is really important to me, and obviously things were different. Wasn't able to go to a gym. I just kind of set some up in my garage, but was able to get done everything I needed to get done. I think I felt really good about it. I feel good about where I'm at coming into camp here, and honestly, just having really no distractions and just being able to really focus on nutrition too was huge this off season, and helped me come into camp feeling good and feeling in good shape. And it just looking around and looking at the guys, I mean, I think everybody kind of did what they needed to do this offseason and found a way to stay in shape. And it's exciting to kind of, hit the ground running. I don't know if obviously I can't see what other teams have going on, but it feels like we might have a leg up in terms of everybody taking care of business.
Kevin Bowen?
Anthony, any second thoughts for you about opting out, given I know that's something that you thought about after the season pre-COVID, but any second thoughts after all this?
Yeah, I mean, I took a hard look at the possibility of opting out. I mean, obviously you want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem, but after seeing all the precautions that are in place and just kind of weighing things out, it made sense to go forward with the season and to see what happens. And, we've got a good team and it's an exciting season. So something I want to be a part of.
Mike Wells?
Hey, what's going on, AC? How you doing, man?
Yeah, doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask you just kind of what you've learned about Phillip Rivers in just your short time, obviously going back to the off-season workouts and everything. I know it's hard not being on the field, but just what he brings to the medium rooms and just you're interacting with him. Yeah,
I mean, I've had very minimal interactions with him so far, but I feel like every time I talk to him, he's like a sixth grade kid ready to play his first day of football. That guy loves football, I think, more than anybody I've ever been around. So I think it's going to be a fun season playing with him. He loves the O-line. He had a group chat going with us O-linemen in the off season. It was fun. He likes to do the voice messages. So we'd have like a 2-minute voice message, just him talking about how hyped he is for the season. So it's going to be fun playing with him, and I'm excited to see what he brings.
Mike Chappell?
Yeah, AC, early in your career, you played with Robert Mathis, who always found ways to motivate himself. No respect, hard way. Now we've got Darius Leonard, who does the same thing. Do you notice that for him that he finds ways to motivate himself from people who criticize?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an internal thing that he's got going on. I'm not sure he really even needs it, whether he knows it or not. I mean, I think he's pretty self-motivated and wants to be the best and is obviously extremely talented. So, it's like it's just kind of that icing on top that when people doubt him, he wants to prove them wrong. But I think even without that, he's a great player regardless and is very self-motivated.
Just a quick follow-up. You stay away from Twitter for the most part, right?
I haven't had Twitter for like 5 years.
He says he goes on and he digs and looks and finds. So is it just whatever it takes to make you play where you want to play?
Yeah, I mean, it's you're in the National Football League. Whatever gets you going and helps you play your best, you gotta do it.
Thanks, bud.
Yep.
Joel Erickson?
Hey, Anthony. Obviously, you and Braden played, just about every snap last year. But with Joe gone, what have you seen out of LaRaven Clark the last couple of years, and how has he kind of improved maybe since he hasn't been playing out of the limelight where we haven't seen it?
Yeah, I mean, he's improved a lot, and I think his approach to practice, he's extremely meticulous. He asks a lot of questions, and physically, he's gotten a lot more. I mean, he's an extremely impressive physical specimen in terms of how fast he can move and how long his arms are, how strong he is. But yeah, he's been more and more meticulous every year, thinking about technique and asking questions and paying attention to meetings and stuff, and preparing for that moment that when he gets in there to do his job and be able to be counted on by the team.
Phil B?
Hey, Anthony, thank you for your time, sir.
Yep.
I'm wondering, lots talked about the Colts offensive line being one of the best in the game. I'm wondering if this is the best group you've been a part of in your career, and why is that? What makes – is it continuity? Is it longevity? Is it just the skill level? What makes this line as good as it is?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of a bunch of factors compounded that kind of adds to the line being so good. I mean, it starts with just having 5 guys who can all play football really well. I mean, that skill level is huge. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, we've got 5 guys across the board who can really play. But yeah, just how seriously we take everything as well in terms of our bodies and staying healthy. There's a reason that we were able to all be on the field as much as we were last year, and just taking the offseason seriously, taking and then the kind of just the fact that we've been able to be together, kind of knowing what each other is going to do before they do it, having a lot of nonverbal communication. The more that you play with somebody, the more that you feel comfortable with them. So, yeah, I mean, in order to become a really good offensive line, there's got to be a lot of different pieces that fall into place, and things seem to be working for us.
You think it's the best you've been on?
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anybody of any group that I've played with here. I mean, no disrespect to everybody else that I've played with, but this is as good as it gets in terms of a group of guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Greg Doyle.
What up, Anthony? With all the COVID news breaking left and right, I know I'm monitoring it damn near every minute. I suspect, and don't hang up on me yet, guys, I have follow-up. I suspect you're monitoring it too. What is it like for you to keep track of this stuff? And as it relates to opting out, is it kind of like a daily, today's good, but tomorrow might not be?
I mean, obviously we're all keeping our, kind of ear to the ground and seeing how things are progressing. I mean, because of all the precautions that we have here, where everybody's getting tested every day, it's kind of like you got to count on once you enter this building, it's kind of a safe zone almost. But I mean, we still take all the precautions in here, wearing masks and keeping our distance. Like we're doing everything we possibly can in the building. But I think the biggest thing is just guys kind of doing what they have to do outside of the building. And obviously, as cases rise, it becomes a little bit more risky outside of the building. So people just really have to, do what they're supposed to do what the CDC is telling us to do, and limit risk outside of the building so that this building can remain that safe zone that it is, and we can move forward with the season.
And my follow-up question is a two-parter because I'm a cheater like that. One is, what was your thoughts when that doctor tackle from KC opted out? Because that was the first one, such a shocker. And then 2 is, what precautions are you doing with your family? Are they local, or did you get them out of here, or what?
Yeah, I mean, when he opted out, I mean, that's him. It's a personal decision that he made to, kind of put the greater good before himself. And, that's an honorable thing that he's doing. I mean, as a doctor and taking care of people, I think that's kind of what their job is and what he signed up for. And it's really cool to see him do that. And as for me, I've been taking this very seriously from the day that the news broke. I've been pretty much actually physicals the other day was a little stressful for me because it was the first time I was actually around any number of people for like 5 months. And I'm just going to continue to do that with my family as well. Just, mitigate risk as much as possible and hope for the best.
So they're here.
Yes. Well, my significant other will be coming to town here soon, but she's coming from the same place that I was just at. So we're probably going to be separated for a little bit when she gets into town.
Always good. Thank you.
Yep.
Got 3 more. Zach Kiefer.
Hey, Steve.
Yep. Hey.
I think this is year 10.
Yeah.
I was writing
Double
down
digits.
all the quarterbacks you played in front of. Manning was in the building when you got here. Luck, Hasselbeck, Tolzien, Brissett. I'm missing a couple. How does Phillip Rivers – how is he like those guys, and how is he not like those guys?
I think most of the guys that I've been around here all take a very cerebral approach to the game. I think all the best quarterbacks do that and study and really know what's going on at any moment. Excuse me, and I think that's kind of a similar thing he's got going on. But I guess like Andrew's the closest that I've been with that is like a little kid out there, and as old as Phillip is, he still has that. He's youthful in terms of his energy. So obviously I haven't been on the field with him yet, but just being around him in the locker room and hearing him talk, you know, and on the messages that he gives, he's got that kiddish excitement, and that's I think that's kind of the unique thing that he brings, that he's playing like he's back in middle school playing football.
He's a 38-year-old sixth grader.
Yeah, basically.
Andrew Walker.
Hey, Anthony. I know you're very focused on your job, but with no time this offseason kind of on the field, no preseason games, obviously the reps are very limited for everyone, but especially those depth guys and the young guys battling behind you. Do you approach that, try and be even more vocal? Do you maybe just keep leading by example? How do you approach that? I know there's a couple different ways you can go about that.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be a lot more kind of once we start up with practice. It's just you got to be able to if you see something happening, if you see a guy doing, you know, a technique or something over and over again that doesn't seem right, or, you know, that you can kind of help fix it. You kind of, as an older guy, you kind of have to be another coach out on the field and, try to bring guys along as much as possible, because like we've been talking about with COVID and not knowing what's going to happen in terms of guys being available for games or not being available, based on that kind of stuff, everybody has to be available as a starter, and you want everybody to be playing at the highest level possible. So, yeah, I'm going to take that role very seriously and try to help guys along as much as I can.
We'll go last question, George Bremer.
Hey, Anthony. Every year you kind of talk about team will go as far as the offensive line can take it. With this kind of shortened offseason and people needing to gel, the fact that you're really the only unit in the offense without a major new addition, does that even more important this year as far as kind of leading this team and helping to get things together early?
Yeah, I mean, I think we want to be that group where, you know, the team can kind of lean on us because of that reason, because of the continuity, because we're guys who have been around. We want to be able to kind of shoulder that responsibility. And if things are going great, you know, we want to keep it going. And if anything's not going great, we want people to lean on us and say, yo, we need you guys to get it going for us. And we take that responsibility to heart, and we're excited about it.